Brothers and sisters, welcome to our homily for the seventh Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C. On this Sunday, our God is giving us a very difficult command: love your enemies. To reciprocate with gentleness those who harm us, those who are hostile to us. In other words, God is telling us to be good to those people who harm us, to those people who do violence upon us. And what is this violence? One student said, "Father, I know what is a violence." So what is a violence? "Father, violence is my favorite musical instrument like guitar." In our Gospel, still in chapter 6 of St. Luke, this is part of the Sermon on the Plain of Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "To you who hear, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you." This is so difficult. Relying on our personal capacity, we cannot do it because as human as we are, we have this natural instinct to retaliate, to have this revenge against those people who are hostile, those people who do harm to us. But the Lord is telling to us today, do good to those who harm you. Pray for those who persecute you. That's why to become a true disciple of Jesus, it's very hard because we are going against to our natural instinct of revenge and retaliation. But it is possible. What is important, we allow the grace of the Lord to work wonders in our lives. And these loving ones, our enemies, is prefigured in our first reading for this Sunday. It is taken from first book of Samuel, chapter 26, the experience of David. We know that King Saul wanted to kill David because of jealousy. And here comes the time that David had the opportunity to kill King Saul. Abishai whispered to David, "God has delivered your enemy into your grasp this day. Let me nail him to the ground with one thrust of the spear." But David said to Abishai, "Do not harm him, for who can lay hands on the Lord's anointed and remain unpunished?" David did not want to harm Saul, though Saul wanted to kill him, but David remembered that Saul is God's anointed. David allowed the grace of forgiveness and mercy to reign into his heart. And this is what the Lord is reminding us today: to do good to those who harm us, to pray for those who persecute us, because that's the Christian way. The late Pope Benedict XVI called this as a revolution of love. A love that is different from the love of the world, the love that is coming from the love of God. And Jesus on the cross is our model for this kind of love, for this selfless and disinterested love. The Greek word being used for this love is agape, which is in the form of noun. The verb is agapao, and the adjective is agapetoi. And these words, agape, agapao, agapetoi, are used 320 times in the New Testament. It means to say, this is very important. This is what God is wanting us to do, to execute, to show this agapic love. A love that is selfless, a love that is sacrificial, a love that is disinterested. And our Lord Jesus Christ has shown this kind of love when He was dying on the cross, when He was crucified and mistreated by His persecutors. Our Lord Jesus Christ on the cross said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Our Lord has shown to us that we can we can show this agapic love to the world as long as we allowed ourselves to be influenced by the Lord. Remember St. John Paul II? When there was an assassination attempt for him in the year 1981, Pope John Paul II visited his assassin, Ali Agca, told to Ali Agca, "My brother, the moment you shoot me, I have forgiven you." My dear friends, the Lord is reminding us today in our readings that we can always defeat evil by doing good. We can always conquer hatred by loving and being gentle towards the others, especially those who are persecuting to us. As our responsorial psalm is reminding us today, merciful and gracious is the Lord, slow to anger and abounding in kindness.